Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. And a package arrived at my doorstep this weekend from InStockTrades, and it is a big one. So we are going to go over to the overhead and do an unboxing of my latest order from InStockTrades. I think there are 3 titles included in this order, and I cannot wait to see how they arrive. So let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into another InStockTrades unboxing. Okay, on to the overhead here. Let's get this opened up. So I think there are 3 items inside here today. And one of them is a brand new release. I think the other 2 are a little older, but let me get this open. All right, the box is opened up, and as you can see, they use so much bubble wrap at InStockTrades, which is super cool to see. Underneath here will be my address information, so let me get that out, and then we can continue on with the unboxing. All right, so not only do they put a bunch of bubble wrap, but they wrap the whole thing in plastic, so that way no water can get in. At least that's the idea, but I've not had any issues so far. So we'll grab the first one out here. All right, so another DC Compact Edition. This is Batwoman Elegy by Greg Rucka, and I believe this is the entire story. As you can see, there's no issues listed here. So I believe this is the entire story of Elegy. But yeah, never read this, so looking forward to checking it out. And you can see this is much smaller than a standard trade paperback or even just a regular, floppy issue of a comic. But the artwork looks fantastic. So looking forward to reading this one. This is Batwoman Elegy by Greg Rucka. And this is interesting too because it sets the foundation for one of the DC Universe's most prominent LGBTQIA+ characters. So interesting. That's Batwoman Elegy. All right, and then next up, this is the new release that I was interested in checking out. We have a DC Finest edition. This is the science fiction The Guerrilla World, and you can see John Broome, Sid Gerson, and Murphy Anderson as the authors there. Now, I am such a sucker for apes acting like humans, and that's exactly what we have on the cover here. Now, unfortunately, after I bought this, I was doing just a little more research, and it turns out that there's maybe only a few maybe issues where it's like apes talking or whatever. A lot of it is just other science fiction related material. But yeah, this is from 1953 to 1954, and you can see everything that it collects right down there. Strange Adventures, Mystery in Space, and Action Comics. Should be interesting. This is not typically my era. When I read comics, I don't typically go back this far, but you have some Captain Comet here. Should be interesting. See, this is why I don't do a ton of, what is this, Golden Age? Bronze Age? I'm not sure. But just there's so much dialogue, and that's just not exactly what I'm looking for in my comics. So I tend to go a little bit older, typically 80s and newer, but yeah, this should be interesting. Something completely out of my wheelhouse in terms of what I read for comics. Here's some apes. So I'm intrigued. Hopefully it'll be enjoyable when I get around to this one. But yeah, another one for my DC Finest collection. Artwork looks really good though. So this is Science Fiction The Guerrilla World. John Broome, Sid Gerson, and Murphy Anderson. Looks like a lot of fun. I'll set that off to the side. And then last but not least, this is one that I had in my Amazon cart, but once I wanted the DC Finest edition, I thought, it would just make sense to buy it from InStockTrades. That way I'm sure I get a good copy. So we'll move that out of the way. And here it is. Let me move this box out of the way first. Okay, box out the way and zoomed in a little bit here so you can see this a little better. But this is the Animal Man Compendium by Grant Morris and Chaz Truog. I'm not sure how you say that name, but yeah, this is one that I have been wanting to read for the absolute longest time. I've heard that this is just an incredible run, and this one includes all of the Grant Morrison run of his character. I have talked about it multiple times here on the channel, but I just finished up Morrison's X-Men run, and so, or New X-Men technically, and so because of that I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to try some more Morrison, and this is one that has just always been on my radar. This is really exciting. I cannot wait to check this one out. I don't know exactly how many issues are in here, but these are all going to be the standard size, so just to compare, that's the DC Compact versus this standard size issues and whatnot. The omnibus is available for this as well. Obviously that is oversized, but this was a lot cheaper. This was only like 20 something dollars, maybe 30. So a really good price on this. Let's see how many issues are actually in here. It's 26 issues plus the Secret Origins number 39. So 27 issues. You can see the cover price down here is $59.99. It was about half off, if not more than half off. So yeah, let me know if you guys have read the Morrison Animal Man run, because like I said, I've heard nothing but incredible things. So there are all 3 from InStockTrades and all in just perfect condition, which is exactly why I buy from InStockTrades. Now, last time I bought from them, the items I ordered were delayed, and so it took a month to get here. These I ordered maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, so it was much quicker. So very happy to have Animal Man, Science Fiction: The Gorilla World, and Batman Elegy in the collection. All right, there we go. 3 more for the physical media comic collection, which is always a good thing. And I didn't mention it, I don't think, while I was doing the overhead, but I actually wasn't even planning on buying Batwoman Elegy, but I was trying to find something that was cheap to get the free shipping threshold, to meet that free shipping threshold. So that's why I ended up adding this. This was only $5.99, which I think was cheaper than what it would have been if I ended up having to pay for shipping. So it was a no-brainer. I was debating between this one and there's a Catwoman story as well, but I was reading that this is a really good standalone. So looking forward to checking those out. But I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Are these any stories that you have read in the past? And if so, what do you think is the best pickup from this haul? Any other recommendations based on what I'm showing here? I'd love to hear recommendations down in the comments all the time. So thank you guys so much for all that support. But with that said, I will let you guys go today. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end here. And before I let you go, I'll just encourage you all to consume some media today. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you all next time.